Okay, welcome to Spiritually Rich, a podcast dedicated to helping you call in more abundance in every area of your life. I am so excited and honored for my very special guests, plural, today. My beautiful friend and now business partner, Liz Tisdale, and her son, Maximus, who you can't see yet, but you'll see him here shortly, I'm sure.
For sure.
So welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always exciting to spend time with you, invigorating, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I know that you have 3 young children and a ton going on in your life, so I really appreciate you creating the space to be here and to do this together.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
So Liz and I met probably a year ago, and we hit it off right away. We are like kindred spirits, and I think the reason why we connect so much is because of motherhood and also business. So we both are entrepreneurs, and we love to kind of run the back end of businesses as well. Liz is a genius when it comes to like back end business. Her husband jokes that her favorite hobby is spreadsheets.
I have a funny joke about that, actually. There's a cup that says "a freak in the sheets," and it's a spreadsheet. And I said, "Can you please get me that for my birthday?" My friend sent it to me. It's great.
That's anyway. So perfect. That is so perfect. Yes, she is so great with SOPs and creating systems and funnels and all of the things. And it's just been a joy to get to know you. I really love the way that you mother. I really respect that. I respect how you have created this balance of motherhood and work. I know we're going to talk a lot about it. It's never perfect. But I feel like you've done such a great job of, not losing yourself and still doing what you love, but also being a really present mother and really being there for your kids the way that is important to you. And I think that so many mothers can relate. And I really would love to ask you some questions that have come in over the years. I've worked with moms all over the world, thousands of women at this point, and so many of them mothers. And for entrepreneurs or moms that are working a career or some sort of 9-to-5, I think it can just be such a challenge. Mm-hmm. And actually, I think I told you when I had Wow Moms, the reason I created Wow Moms was to help women find themselves after having babies.
Right.
Because when you become a mom, you lose your identity. Your old self is like gone. And it's like, wait, who am I now? What is my role? And what does this look like? And that can lead to postpartum depression and a lot of things. So I'd love to ask you some questions and get your feedback on how you've been able to juggle things.
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so the first question that I loved that I think is going to be so powerful for women to hear about is, what have you learned about yourself through your children that's made you better in business or vice versa?
That's a great question, because I think you define. Let's grab it. I think we're gonna get to the moment of.
Hi, buddy. Okay, so this is also like why I was so excited to have Liz on. Like, we went to Scottsdale for a business meeting. We're like in a boardroom, and she has Maximus, her son, on her chest while she's doing a presentation in the meeting. And I love that you blend it all so well. And remember that quote that you showed me at dinner?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it said, but just how you've adapted and made family with business, your lifestyle
Right.
as a couple. So anyway, back to the question.
Yes. So it's definitely made me a better leader, because I think leadership for me was very different in business than, when I became a mom. I feel when it was in business, it was, you'd have situations that had come up and you'd do your best to lead by influence, and you'd, speak nicely and politely, and, you'd do your best to, manage and lead by example. But when I became a mother, there was so many situations that would arise, and it was like chaos or constant crying, and just where it's very easy to lose your cool and lead by control instead of influence, because these kids are mine and I can do what I want, right? Versus a relationship in business, you're trying to cultivate and keep, right? And it's funny that the people that we love most, I mean, sometimes we tend to show our worst parts too. And so I think kids are very blunt and honest, and they'll call you out on the things that you shouldn't be doing, and you'll tell them, hey, you need to be this way. But if you're being the opposite, like they're going to see right through that. And so I think it's really held a mirror in front of my face and telling me that whatever I'm trying to teach them, I need to also abide by in both business and in my home life and in my relationships and with my friends and with my kids. And so it's given me way more accountability than business ever did, because these are humans that I'm cultivating and I'm pouring into, that I need to be the best version of me, So and then it's also served me in business, because if I can deal with that at home, anything that comes in business is just a piece of cake, right? To be honest. You've seen it. I mean, there are so many variables and chaos that happen with being a mom. And I think it's a role and a job that at times maybe isn't looked on as maybe that important or that serious, when in fact it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. So
it is. It is. I remember before I had Noah, I actually owned a mortgage company, and I remember thinking, I was just so naive. I thought stay-at-home moms didn't work.
Yep.
And I'm like, they're lazy. And wow, was I like rudely awakened when I had my son. Like, whoa, this is the hardest job in the world. Stay-at-home moms have the hardest job. And then obviously trying to do both is like a whole other animal, right? So I think that it's amazing that you've been able to grow so much as a result of your babies. It's such a blessing.
Absolutely.
I feel the same way. I feel like Noah has made me such a stronger woman and wiser woman. And obviously all of that falls over into business. It makes me just more impeccable with everything that I do in business. So I love that.
And you're so graceful with it. I think that when I see your relationship with Noah, I think that that's part of why getting around people that you respect and admire is key, because there's so many things that, just like in business, you want certain things, find a mentor that has them. I think in motherhood, it's the same way. If you see a mother with a great relationship with her child, it's like, surround yourself with it. And I see your relationship with Noah, and I'm thinking, I hope that when my kids are this age and they're teenagers, that they can come to me with anything like Noah does to you, and it's inspiring. So
thank you.
You've crushed it there.
Thank you. That means so much.
Yes.
That means so much. I really appreciate that. It's been my greatest joy being his mother and helping him to just, we were talking about that last night, like raising kids in a way that allows them to be critical thinkers and become their own person and become these conscious humans. And I have just loved being able to do that with Noah. So you're doing the same thing. Your kids are amazing. So another question that came in was, how do you manage mom guilt when you're pursuing something you love outside of motherhood? I love this question.
Funny enough, you helped me with this.
Oh,
Because ever since I became a mom, so I have a 7-year-old, I have a 2-year-old, and then this guy, which is 3 months. And ever since I became a mom, it was me doing work, whether it be business, and then I would be a mom simultaneously. But it always felt like this dance of one or the other. And I grew up in a household where I did have a stay-at-home mom, and almost felt like that was the right thing to do, right? Like I needed to only be a mom if I had the ability, right? Which I have. And so that part was really hard because it was like I had this love and passion for business, and then felt I couldn't. I felt wrong doing it because it was not. It was taking away almost from being a mom, and it was like an internal tug of war consistently. Like I would start to say, okay, I'm just going to be mom, and not put my attention to this. And then I would hear conversations about, and then I'd be in the business talk, right? And it was just like, it was really rough. And I think when we sat down and we talked about how that's someone else's path, like it doesn't necessarily have to be yours, right? And it's not right, it's not wrong. Like you can create what you want for your own life. And so I sat down and I wrote down kind of roles and responsibilities from even some of our business team to my household, to me, to Jason. And through that, we found out we do have very traditional values, but I like to say semi-traditional, where I obviously am at home with the kids and I'm nurturing and I'm doing all the mom things, but I also get to contribute into our business and investments, and through that contribution, only complement my husband's already great achievements, right? Enhancing it and being able to help in a sense, but really it's helping me because I get to come back home and pour into my kids and my household with just a better energy, and just my cup is full. And so like it's not so much, and I think that was the shift. It's not so much what am I going to accomplish for the business, but rather by doing that, how much more effective am I going to be as a mom, because I feel good about myself and I feel like I was able to push something forward over here, and I feel some purpose outside of just motherhood. And so I think that was a big shift, and I feel like it's something that I recently figured out. It took how many years? I mean, I have a 7-year-old, so it was a consistent like battle and disagreements and whatnot to finally get to this point. And I think it's such a healthy and happy place that I'm at now, thanks to you. And I just hope that my kids get to see me using my gifts, and being creative and staying curious and doing these things that will help them realize like, okay, there's not a one shoe fits all situation, and so that for me was eye-opening, and I'm just grateful to finally be where I'm at. And I'm not saying that this is gonna be the way forever, but I think life is about doing something and enhancing and then figuring out what works till you get the perfect formula. So I think that's where we're at right now.
I love it. I'm so happy for you. And I am so grateful that you are living in your purpose and doing more of what sets your soul on fire, for your kids, for yourself first, but then for your kids, your family, because that, just like you said, it fills up your cup. So you're able to pour more into the people that you love. And I think that was a conversation that we had. And also, too, I get to benefit from it now as your business partner.
Right.
And I love working with you. You know, I think we've talked about how refreshing it is to meet someone who is a mom, but also loves business and enjoys that and wants to contribute in that way. And again, for everyone listening, there is no right or wrong, like Liz said. I always tell couples when I work with them, you can never compare your life to another couple. You have to find the formula, like you said, that works for you and your lifestyle and your values and like what's important for you. It's different for all of us.
Right.
The only thing that matters, though, is that you're living authentically, you're living in purpose, you're living in alignment, because you're modeling that for your children, right? So there's no point in trying to force yourself into a role that doesn't feel like it's in alignment, because then you can't be in the highest level of service to the people that you love most.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and it's only been within the last year, I'll say, because
I love
that's
it.
when we met. So
I love it. And I love how much and how well you balance it. You know, that's really why I wanted to have you on the show, because I know it's not perfect. And I'm sure there's days that you're just like want to pull your hair out and super overwhelmed with 3 young kids and also trying to support the businesses, plural. So I think it's just like I just have a lot of respect and admiration for the way that you do it. You do it. The word I would use is grace. I feel like you do it all with so much grace.
I love you. Thank you. That means a lot.
Of course. So there's quite a few questions that I chose that have come in over the years. Which one am I going to ask you next? What do you hope your children learn from watching you build a business with your husband? I feel like we've kind of touched on this already, but is there anything else that you want to add?
I'd say teamwork. I think it's teamwork both in business and in the house, right? Like, not really like you should be doing this or I should be doing this, but rather we're building a life and a business together. And I want them to be able to see also that you can respect roles as well and also be ambitious at the same time, where a lot of the time it's, you know, in a very traditional household, they don't even intertwine, right? And, you know, maybe a husband goes out to work and the wife has no idea what he does on a day-to-day with work. And, you know, the husband doesn't really see all of the things that come in motherhood. And so I think I feel like that teamwork of being curious and because we share similar interests, my husband and I, like, work is actually play, and like our love language sometimes ends up, you know, being work and like being excited about the future and whatnot. So I think teamwork and being able to dream together and build something side by side, right? Because I think if the goal is the same and both can contribute to it and feel like, even as a family, right, we try to include the kids as much as we can.
Love that.
You know, Penny, when we were last week, we were looking into a few properties, and we drove to a certain neighborhood, and she was asking, like, why are we here, right? And we're explaining to her things that we're doing as a family to invest and whatnot. And I think including them and really making it seem like it's not just mom's going to work or dad's going to work, but it's a big picture that we all are working towards together. So
I love that. That's so powerful. It's so powerful for them, for shaping their future and allowing them, like you said, to think big and to I feel like, unfortunately, so many children are like really boxed in based off of programming and beliefs from the parents that it's like you said, it's a control thing. Like
Yeah.
you're going to do this, you're going to da, 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 da. Instead of like, we're a team, sky is the limit. You can have anything that you want. And like, let's all do this together. I love that. We do that a lot with Noah too. Like we're always talking about our goals.
Where do you think I got it from?
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it helps them to, like you said, that curiosity and like to actually believe anything is possible for them. I love that.
And explain how the world works.
I agree.
Because
yeah.
It's like they can be stuck in, and I think it's okay, right? A child's meant to be a child and be out playing and whatnot, but them understanding like the why around work, where it's not like, okay, if my dad went to the work, it's not because he doesn't want to spend time with me, but it's because we're building a future together and we reward each other, right? We go on many little trips and whatnot because of the hard work as a family, and we set these goals. So I think those are all conversations to have with children. They understand them very well.
Yeah.
If you take the time to actually explain the why around things.
So true. I love that. So powerful. Thank you. Okay, this is another really great one. What's been the hardest season of motherhood for you so far, and what do you feel pulled you through it?
I would say the transition from...
Do you want me to try to hold him and see if he...
Let's see. Let's go, Maxie boy.
Papa, hi. You want to let your mama have a break? Hi. Hi, buddy. What up? Dummy?
So I would say the transition from not being a mom to being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about this earlier. You lose yourself completely and you're thinking, am I doing it right? Should I be feeling this? It's such a, it's almost like going to a different planet.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And I think for me, that was really rough because I, again, felt I was really good at business. I felt confident in it. I felt very fulfilled. And there was like so many controlled variables that I had control over. And then I step into motherhood and it's chaos. It's every day's different. One day you're, surviving, and then the next it's like you were very productive, right? It was just so chaotic because every day it was a new thing.
Yeah.
And that adjustment was rough because I love structure. You know me, I love to have processes. I love systems. I love all these things. And with children, they kind of lead the schedule. And so that part was really rough because I would look at then my husband go and wake up in the morning, grab his coffee, go do his things, and feeling like, oh, he gets to do that, and being almost angry at some point, like that, oh, I'm stuck here with chaos.
Right.
And so that adjustment was really rough. And I think the biggest distinction, this happened recently, it took, funny enough that it comes back full circle, it took hanging around a few moms that were stay-at-home moms to bring me back. And I just thought there's something they've figured out that they're so happy and content with just being a mom that I can take away from and learn from. And so by hanging out with a few moms that just found purpose in seeing their child smile and, joy in the little things and the details, I thought maybe I need to shift my perception about motherhood, where I'm seeing it as it's not allowing me to accomplish my goals and dreams. Right? It's a roadblock to me being this business entrepreneur or whatnot, right? Instead of seeing it as, a roadblock, I started to think, okay, in business, it's about accomplishments. And I feel like motherhood has really just brought me to the conclusion that it's like about investment, investing into your kids and investing the time and the patience and the love and the nurture that sometimes you don't really see the reward right now because it's so like mundane. It's like it's the same thing over and over again, right? But you get to see when they're growing that work pays off. And I think in business you see it a little bit sooner.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for another one?
I'm ready. Let's go.
So I think it's definitely like investment. I get to see them, thrive over time because I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing. So I think it's this balance of I take away from every single person that I can, whether it be, somebody that doesn't have children to somebody that does have children, and kind of make this like mashup of a formula that works for me. And so I do feel that that perception shifted,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been the biggest takeaway. Like, I'm a better homemaker, I'm a better mother because I got to see motherhood not as like
A chore.
a chore.
Yeah.
That's where I was before, and now I'm seeing it as what a joy, what a blessing that this is what I get to do. And so it's been, I'm not saying I don't have it all figured out, but this has been one of the biggest realizations that I've had recently, and I think
Yeah.
it's only up from here. So
I love that. Yeah, we were talking about it before we started filming, like just that when your kids are really young, it's so challenging because you just feel like you're in survival mode a lot of the time, and you can feel like that, like, oh my gosh, this is just this big chore. But
right.
that shift in perspective, perception, and the meaning that we give it shifts everything. And then it again like allows you to show up and be a present mom, but also make sure that you're pouring into yourself and doing the things that you love as well, and finding that beautiful balance. And then that way everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Okay, next question. Have you ever struggled with comparison, seeing other moms or entrepreneurs and feeling like you're falling behind? And how do you shift out of that energy? I think that's such a great question.
I think we talked about it a little earlier. I think everybody's on their own path, and something I even share with my kids, right? I think when they're saying, well, why can't we do this? Well, it's because they live differently than we live differently. In our house, we do this, right? So I think from a very young child to an adult, like, we have to understand that everybody's on a different path. Everybody's doing things differently, and comparing, where we're at or the way we're doing things to others. It's like, if you're doing it in a productive way, sure. But if it's to where you're feeling bad about where you're at, I think it's a danger zone. And I don't think really, you see things on social media, right? It looks picture perfect, but it's not. I mean, even sometimes I'll make like vacation reels if I go with my kids, and it's like all the highlights, but you do not see my child on the floor crying because they didn't get what they wanted. And so everyone excludes those moments. And I think that some people include them, right? Whatnot. It happens. And I think trying to compare yourself to others is just not healthy if it's where you're then feeling bad about your situation. And I think how to deal with it, I feel like if ever I feel bad about, where I'm at, my husband has like a really good way of viewing things all the time. Like, I think he always goes back to gratitude and being happy.
You okay? You have a little cough? I love you. I love you.
Oh, Maximus.
You're so cute.
You're just on one, and you're wildin' today.
You're so cute. Do you want some marinette? Or you want a hiccup?
So I think he just is really good at like the gratitude side of things. And if we think about comparison of, oh, somebody's got more or they're handling it so much better, it's like when you go to gratitude and you're grateful for where you're at, you just see things in a different light. And like, let's say you're in a place where financially maybe you're stressed. It's like going back to I get to live in the United States. I could live anywhere else in these third world countries, right?
Refugee camps.
Just going into the basics. I mean, we're going, right?
Oh, yeah.
I get to live in a country where there's opportunity, right? And I mean, some people say like, oh, well, there's not. I mean, it is night and day from other countries where there isn't that much opportunity, right? I get to live in, maybe if you live in California, which you always will tell me, in a state where the sun's out, right? Like you can always look at positive things of your current situation that bring you back into saying like, well, I am in a good spot and it's only up from here. And so
oh, you're squiggling. You're squiggling.
I think that helps with the comparison game of, you know, feeling bad about your situation. You can turn it into gratitude. So
right. I love that. I love that so much. Something I always say is like, wherever you're at in your life right now, that's somebody's like next level. That's somebody's dream and goal that they're trying to get to. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a 1-bedroom apartment, you know, or a studio. It's like, that's somebody's next level and goal. And like, I always think about that when I'm thinking about what I'm calling in manifesting, you know, and, I always just remember like my life is a dream for somebody right now, you know, and same gratitude, just so much gratitude for everything that we already have. I mean, that actually they've studied it, and gratitude is on the same vibrational frequency as abundance, like energetically. So that's why it's so powerful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's funny, right? We will compare and always compare to someone above. But if you're willing to do that, you better be willing to compare the other way, right? Because I think a lot of the time it's like, well, they have this more or this and that, right? But we never go the opposite direction. And I think that that's key for you know, keeping a level head with what you see.
Totally. And I think I kind of would love to maybe wrap on this because it's so important for everyone to remember. Social media is such a beautiful tool. I love it for so many reasons. But I want everyone listening to remember, like Liz said, what you are seeing 99.9% of the time is curated content. It's the highlights of our lives. We aren't showing all of the messy parts, you know. It's not to be fake. I think it's just because that's, you know, you're showing like your vacation, you know. You're not taking photos when your kid is sitting there crying on the floor. Yeah. Like, actually, when I see women who post videos of them crying, I actually always find that really bizarre, because I'm like, that's like a marketing strategy. Like, you're trying to look authentic, right? To connect with your audience, that you're real, but who thinks about grabbing their camera to film themselves when they're crying or when your kid is having a fit? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not happening for the most part. So my point is, like, just to remember that everyone has their own challenges and their own battles and their things that they're facing. Even the picture perfect families. I've had the privilege of working with a lot of people, and when you pull back the curtain of personal lives, like, everyone's working through stuff, you know. Like, we're all working through things. Even us, me and my husband and my son, we're always working through things and different challenges and growing. But that's like the whole purpose of life, right?
100%.
So do you want to answer one more question, or you want to keep going?
I'll grab him though.
Okay, you sure?
He's Mr. Squirmer right now. Yeah, I'll see about putting him in his little position with his finger.
He does feel warm. Okay, guys, we'll do one more question really quickly. If you could give one piece of advice to mothers trying to do it all, what would it be?
Well, I think that this is it's funny because I feel I try to do it all at times, and when I have an agenda and it doesn't go as planned, I feel it really takes a toll on my like emotion, and it makes me feel like I failed almost, right? And so I have like this agenda of what I need to do, I need to get done, and it's hard. And some days I will have the babies with me all day and I didn't get anything done and the house is a mess. Some days I'll work and I'll do some business stuff. Other days we are lucky if we get to shower without two kids crying and going at it, right? So it's a lot, and I feel that flexibility versus perfection is key with doing it all. Because a perfect example is this morning.
Yeah, sure.
I show up thinking I'm in the right building.
Right.
And park my car, and this is a parking structure. I get all the things out, stroller, everything, only to be in the wrong building. Then my coffee spilled earlier than that on my shoes and all the floor and whatnot. And so I got very little coffee. Right. Then I find out I'm in the wrong building and it's time to go to a different one. So I figure how to get there. And then he needs to feed, and then he's got a dirty diaper and he hasn't slept, as you can tell. Like right now, I expected him to
be sleepy.
Right? So there's just so many variables, and you just got to be flexible. And I have one of my best friends who lives in Arizona. I love her to death. I remember she had 3 kids under like 3 at one point. And
Maximus.
And she was sitting in the living room with chaos all over her. I only had 1 kid at the time, and it was very controlled because it's easy with 1. And she was just happy, and it was just chaos. Yeah. And she was still. And it was one of the biggest like learning lessons, because I just realized she's flexible, she's present.
Yeah.
And I need to emulate that. And so I think what has worked for us not too long ago, to the point that you were talking about earlier, my husband, I showed him a post that said work-life integration, and how many successful people have done this to where they integrate work and play and their family. And I sent it to him and I said, we do this. Like,
yeah.
I didn't realize like we do this. We will go to a meeting and I'll take Maximus, or I'll take my kids to a meeting with, enough activities and they'll be okay. Or what's funny is a lot of our closest friends work with us.
Yeah.
So it'll be to where we invite the kids over and let them play, and they have a blast. And while we work and we get things done. And so I think that has really helped us, and we enjoy then traveling together and taking the kids. If we have a work trip, we'll bring the kids and we'll stay, with all the kids. Oh, he's getting there. So I think that has worked well for our family, and it was kind of an unconscious thing that happened, right? I think he was happier with you.
No, you guys squirmy over here with Auntie.
I know.
I love you. Yeah.
He is on one today.
He's so perfect. Oh, you're so perfect, Max.
You know what? I didn't even think of it.
You're so perfect.
Feeding him. Let me see if I can do that, and maybe he'll calm down.
Do you want some food? Ba.
All right, buddy.
I'm going to add...
You just have to laugh.
I know, right? I know. Well, it's perfect. I mean, that's why, again, like, I wanted to have you on, and this is life. This is motherhood. This is creating a work-life balance. And I think the truth is, like, when I think about that question, like, there really there really isn't like a perfect balance, and you're never ever going to do it all. Like I tell my clients that, because again, we see curated stuff on Instagram and we think that we should be cooking homemade organic meals from scratch, and the house should be perfectly curated and beautifully aesthetic, and we should be working, and we should be fit, and we should be beautiful, and we should be all of these things. And it's just such a illusion of reality, and I think disconnects us from just living in alignment in our truth. And like you said, being flexible, being in flow. We're never going to be able to do it all the time, right? We have seasons. Like you said just earlier, I think when you arrived. Right now you're in a season with Maximus where for the first year of life, like he's going to be attached, And so it's you're not going to be able to do it all, meaning there's going to be things that you're going to have to wait for. And that's okay, right? Like, it's okay not to be able to do it all the time. And I think that's so important for moms to remember and to make peace with, and to give themselves grace.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm living proof.
Yeah. You're living proof.
That it is definitely a dance. It's not one day you're dancing jazz and the other one it's hip hop and it's chaos. Yeah. So it's like things are peaceful and then not so much, and just have to be okay with it.
Yeah. Well, that was incredible. I think that you have shared so much inspiration and wisdom to so many women and mothers, mothers to be, and current mothers. Maximus, thank you for being here. I love you both so much.
I love you. Thank you for having me.
It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
See you soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.